making the impossible possible. The tavern does not arrive loudly tonight, but then it never does. No thunder, no shimmer of magic drawing attention to itself. One moment the street is empty, brick sidewalks cooling after sunset, the quiet hum of evening settling over old buildings and narrow alleys. The next, lantern light spills gently across the stones, warm and patient, as if it had always belonged here. Tonight, the Wandering Tavern rests in Frederick, Maryland, a town shaped by crossroads, old battles, new beginnings, and the quiet kind of resilience that doesn't announce itself. Inside, the fire burns low and steady. A kettle murmurs. Bread cools near the hearth. A black cat occupies the center of the bar, stretched out like he pays rent. His tail flicks once in mild disapproval of something only he understands. Behind the counter, Alex adjusts the stack of mugs, humming softly to himself. He glances up as the door opens. I set my cloth aside and step forward. Welcome, I say, voice calm, grounded. You've found the Wandering Tavern. My name is Lion. I gesture to the open stool across from me, and before we go further, tell me, what is your name? The traveler hesitates before sitting, as if unsure whether he's allowed to take up space here. Michael, he says. I nod once. Michael, you're welcome here. The cat lifts his head, studies Michael for a long moment, then closes his eyes again. Judgment passed, verdict withheld. Alex quietly places a mug in front of Michael without a word. Something warm, something steady. Michael wraps his hands around it, staring into the steam. I keep hearing the same word, he says finally. Impossible. He exhales through his nose, half a laugh with no humor in it. From people, from systems, from circumstances I can't seem to move. He looks up at me, and part of me believes them. I don't rush him. I lean against the bar, lowering my voice, not to be dramatic, but to make room for honesty. Michael, I say gently, most things that are labeled impossible aren't about strength, intelligence, or talent. They're about permission. Alex pauses his work for just a moment, listening, then quietly resumes polishing glasses. We're taught, without realizing it, what we're allowed to want, I continue. What's reasonable? What won't upset the balance? What won't make us look foolish when it fails, or if it fails at all? The fire pops softly, and after a while, we stop asking whether something can be done and start asking whether we're allowed to try. The cat flicks his tail as if annoyed by the thought. But let me tell you a small story, I add. It might help you. There was once a town divided by a river so violent that everyone agreed it could never be crossed. I begin. Engineers measured it, scholars debated it, leaders declared it unsafe. Impossible, they said, too dangerous, not worth the cost. So the town learned to live split in two. Families shouted greetings across the water. Trade slowed. Dreams stayed on the far shore. One day, a carpenter, not an engineer, not a leader, walked into the river and placed a single stone. People laughed, told him he didn't understand the math. But he wasn't trying to build a bridge, I say softly. He was just trying to build one place to stand. Every week he added another stone, not enough to cross, not enough to convince anyone, but enough to keep going. Eventually, someone brought rope, someone brought tools, someone brought courage. And one morning, the town woke up to what they had sworn could never exist: a bridge. I met Michael's eyes. The impossible didn't become possible all at once, I say. It became inevitable because someone refused to stop at the first stone. I step back from the bar. If you're listening tonight, wherever you are, this is your moment to breathe. You don't need to solve anything right now. You don't need a plan. Just know this: wanting more does not make you unrealistic. It makes you human. Michael stares into his mug. But what if I fail? He asks quietly. What if I try and it proves everyone right? I smile, not kindly, but honestly. Then you'll have learned something important, I say, that you were brave enough to act without certainty. I pour a little more into his mug. Failure isn't the opposite of making the impossible possible, I continue. It's often the price of admission. The cat hops down from the bar, brushes once against Michael's leg, then walks away like he didn't mean anything by it. Alex watches this, raises an eyebrow slightly, then returns to work. Most people wait for certainty, I say, but certainty is not the doorway. Action is. Here is the truth most people don't tell you, I say. Impossible rarely means never. It usually means not yet, not safely, not without risk, not without change. I tap the bar lightly. And the moment you're willing to change, even a little, the word impossible starts to crack. You don't have to conquer the mountain, I tell him. You just have to take one step that proves you're not standing still. Michael nods slowly. That is the first stone, he says. I think I know what it is. Michael finishes his drink. He doesn't look fearless. He doesn't even look certain. But he does look steadier. Alex gives him a small nod as he passes. Nothing more, but that's enough. The door opens. Night air slips inside. The cat has already reclaimed the warmest place by the fire. My friend, the lanterns will remain lit and the fire will be warm, even when the door closes behind you. Return whenever the road feels heavy or when your heart seeks quiet company. Carry what serves you, leave the rest by the hearth, and know that this place and these words will wait patiently for you. Until then, Travel gently and let the night watch over you.